Hey, good morning. We're all arriving. We're a beautiful movement practice. So it's super frosty where I am today. Frosty business. That's exciting. Taking that turn. Good morning. Taking that turn towards winter where I am. It is like crispy outside. Good frost, good hard frost everywhere. It's really, really. So, welcome yourselves. Welcome to this practice. Whatever we're gonna get into, we want to get cultivating, comfortable seated posture for meditating. A couple weeks, that's there. And we've been focusing on womb yoga in the fall. It's kind of like feeling that cusp. Are we gonna have a little change of our practice towards wintry vibes? In winter, I don't know. I like both rest practice and like vibrant get up and go, get the energy going practice. So it'll probably be a little combination of those two. So maybe December, we'll start like a kind of winter season vibe. So let's bring ourselves into where we are today, where we are, what we are feeling in the moment, in the body. And tuning in. Depends on time of day. I'm early morning. Just, just easing and finding the flowy breaths into the belly. Maybe a couple more of these. Just easing in whatever was the movement that led us to this moment in practice. Now we're just slowing it down, tuning in. Checking in with the historically tight places. Maybe gently folding the hands at the heart and just feeling that connection, that circuit. What happens when we fold the hands together and we put them at the heart. Anjali Mudra. Then we can take a little bow to each other. Ah. Let's do joint practices. Let's move through the body. So we're here at the upper body, making a fist with the thumb on the inside, giving a good squeeze and a stretch. Not the easiest joint to move, that thumb joint, but a very important joint. Nice. And then shake from the shoulders. all the way through the fingertips. Make a fist with the thumb on the inside. Move the wrist up and down. So Pavanmuktanasana is our like number one friend when cultivating a seated meditation pose. These are the joint purification practices. Let's turn this into circles. So arms should be relaxed and straight out from the shoulders relaxed down. Lots of sounds. Let's go opposite direction. Popping and cracking and all the things. Nice, let's shake it out. Make a flat palm up and down. Spread the fingers very wide. Try to keep the palm flat on the way down. Gonna want to curl a little, just stretch through the fingertips. Pavanmuktanasana or Sukha Viyama practices, it's like a fascial reset for the body, how the tension held at joint spaces literally tensegrity, like the tension of holding your body together and moving it in the world. And we just help it be more efficient with that language of contraction and expansion. Shake it out. Elbow circles, make a fist with the thumb on the inside, give a little shake on the way out. This can also be a little dynamic in the opposite direction. Shrug your shoulders up and down, up and down. Shake it out. Small shoulder circles. Maybe relaxing the face with a gentle smile. Relaxing the jaw, wiggling the jaw. Lots of sounds in there. Opposite direction. Go as slow as you need to go with these shoulder circles. Big shoulder circles. Fingertips rest on the shoulders. We trace with the elbows. And really open up. Elbows close together. And how about opposite direction? Inhale. Exhale. Shrug, shrug. Shrug some more. Shake it out. Neck movement. Nice and slow. Chin moves back and chin moves towards chest. Flexion and extension of the neck. Tuning in with the jaw. And no need to overdo here. And right and left movement. Simple lateral rotation. And how's about ear to shoulder? Really relax the jaw, open mouth. Lots of sounds. Back to center, tuck your chin, and roll up to shoulder, down to the middle, and over to the opposite shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And we're back to the center. And picking up the head, take a moment, feel neck, shoulders, elbows, wrist, fingers. Let's take a twist while we're here, inhaling in the center. Backhand pushes chest forward, so we're nice and upright. Maybe we're back here on fingertips or palm, even hand onto a block. Backhand pushing the chest forward. Movement through the spine. Nice breath in. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Backhand pushing the chest forward. Turning towards the space behind you. And breathing in. Exhaling back to center. Let's go ahead and stretch the legs. Suppose I'll take these socks off and see how it goes. It's chilly today. It's in the Fahrenheit 20s. So we're down here at the toes. We're going to squeeze the toes and then flex the toes, just like we did with the fingers, with the thumb joint. Squeeze the toe, stretch each toe, separate each toe. Let's go flex and point. And circle. Circles in the opposite direction. Ooh, my mind is wandering a little there. Thinking about essays. Who knew essays live in my ankle? Separate the feet. Circles in opposite. And switch. Nice. Windshield wiper. Shake it out. And start to wiggle the knees. Knee pull-ups, squeezing quadricep muscles so you can contract that muscle and release. You can still kind of be back here on the hands. If this isn't working for the hands, this could be fists. If wrists, elbows, or shoulders don't like the slouchy posture. We want to do about 20 of these knee pull-ups. We can even try a few faster. Kind of see what that feels like for the knee. And we shake it out. And we wiggle windshield wiper. Nice. Feel knees, ankles, feet, toes. And from here, let's come up to the hips. So we're picking up the right leg and we can hold from the outside or we can bring this arm from the inside, opening up that hip. And these are hip circles. Opposite direction, hip circles. Really bring your mind into the hip socket. That's where we want to feel this movement, though we might feel it in lots of other places. We're going to come back to the center. This foot could be at the palm, this elbow, and we rock side to side. Breathing, listening. Now we hold in the center, give everything a little hug, and let's start playing around with half lotus, drawing this foot upwards towards the crease of the thigh, rotating down towards the ground, both hips present, a little bit bouncing if it feels good. More like dynamic movement. And then we hold. Stretch that leg. Feel the difference in the two legs. So we're going here. Couple knee pull-ups. Feeling what we're doing, what we're activating. Nice. Let's switch it up. Now we've got left leg. Could be from the inside. Circle. Notice differences in two sides. Opposite direction. Cradling and rocking. Holding. Half lotus. Both hips on the ground. Evenness on two sides, easing this knee towards the floor, using dynamic movement to loosen. Only if it feels good, though. We're getting that responsiveness, sharp shooting, just a general sense of no. And don't do it. Let's hold here. Slowly release. There, wishy like bird. Wiggles here. Some knee pull-ups. All right, a little bit more fluid, flowing, open. Right, we're also probably aware of places that are holding tension. More aware of those bring feet into butterfly. If you're like me, not like the biggest range of motion here. So I've got my feet a little bit farther out, holding at the ankles, and I'm gonna play around with a little bit of gentle pelvic tilting. Tailbone tucks under slightly for me. Hips tilt forward. Let's go circle from the sacrum around. Good old classic womb yoga here. Getting stuff moving to pelvis. Let's go opposite direction. We want to play around with a little bit forward fold again. It's all going to depend on your range of motion, what your body's into today. Sometimes I just take a little time here to get at some of these fascia right in between the toes. So lots of options. We could open up the feet like a book. We could hold the ankles, calves, knees. We could do more East Asian style fingertips turn inwards. We're going to stretch forward from the elbows. Breathing in, exhaling into some version of the forward fold. Nice. We're back up to center. We're stretching the legs. We're back to wiggle. Finding spaces, letting the body adjust itself. Let's come into wide leg stance. Whatever's your comfortable wide leg stance. Mine feels pretty tight today. But it is astonishing as soon as that weather gets like legitimately cool, how much stiffness comes up in the body. I want to be on my sits bones. So I'm just noticing like where's the super tightness in this pose today? Ooh, it's definitely feeling adductor. It's actually just this back hamstring. Like here. Kidney channel. Little bit liver channel. So I'm just noticing like where's the fascia at the joint attachment slightly pulling. Can I honor that by giving a micro bend to the knees? Can I ease up that fascia in this starting position so that it's not pulling? I've got my feet flexed. I got a soft bend under the knees. Could even be like if I had a small towel, I could roll that and put that under each of the knees and just give a little softness, a little wiggle, and give that fascia a chance to not pull. So now when I'm going to come into a stretch, I need to be aware of that. Maybe I'm going to bend that knee even more. I'm turning to the right. So I'm going to be going to the right. I'm going to bend this right knee even more. Inhale and exhale into a forward fold. Keep the shoulders even. And I'm just allowing that fascia to have a chance to relax, to activate and relax. Inhaling back up, listening to the subtle pulling at the joints instead of just approaching it like regular yoga style where we're just gonna like stretch more. That fascia is never gonna let go. It's just gonna hold more. Let's inhale back up. I'm going to check back in with those two tight places. They're not as tight, but I'm still honoring their previous tightness as I forward fold. Inhale, exhale just a little bit forward. Doesn't have to be a lot. We can have a little bit of wavy movement from side to side, just feeling other tight places around the hip. I found the tight again. So now I'm just bending, softening. Yin channels as we come into the very yin part of the year. While we're here, let's play around with a little circling from here, turning the butter. So clasping the hands together. It's a circle from the sacrum. That's what's guiding this. Your arms are really just like holding a position for the upper body. So I'm going to relax my elbows. I'm going to keep my arms kind of soft so I'm not creating tension in the shoulders. We are activating at the very base of the pelvic bowl here and energetically through the whole central channel. Let's go opposite direction. This can be a bigger movement, a more dynamic movement, but like I'm listening to my body, how it's holding in places. It's not going to want that. It just wants this nice little. I'm noticing some holding in the quad hip flexor on the right. Breathing into that and coming back to the center. I've been sitting on the edge of a pillow, and now I said, oh, those quads were doing something. So now I just want to flow into this range of motion, internal rotation, getting right at that outermost quad attachment. Right through here. That feels like the thing, starting to get at the thing that was holding. Taking my time here, it's range of motion, but allowing myself first couple of rounds to be nice and slow. And then we turn dynamic. Nice. Let's switch this up to outer rotation. Oh, that's really starting to get at that spot right there. I'm just hanging out for a second. Here I do want to have a forward fold and come through the middle, whatever graceful way. Like I held on the first side, so let me just hang out here for a second. Let this anatomy find its good morning. And I take a little bit forward fold. Let's see about the opposite side. I am using my hands to support that movement from side to side. But if you could do it without the hands, that's cool too. Nice. Coming back up to the center. Let's come back to windshield wipers. And what are the hips doing? What are they saying? Nice hands and knees. Cat pose breathing. Inhaling. Arching, looking up. Exhale, spine towards ceiling. So nice big movement through the spine. Noticing tight places in the spine. Now we're going to take this right and left. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn your head, find a heel. Inhale. Breathing in. Exhale. This feels particularly good today. Couple more to each side. Inhale. Getting at some kind of spot, some nexus of holding. One more to each side. Inhale. Let's bring this back to the center and enjoy a child's pose all the way back towards the heels. Arms extend forward. Couple breaths here. Any playful movement through the shoulders that you'd like to explore. Equally playing around with how wide the knees are. Walking fingertips forward and just playing. Right fingertips, left fingertip. Just doing a little undulating here, playing around with this, what feels like a nexus, a very tight spot in my lower thoracic spine. Coming into downward facing dog. So make sure that we're spread really wide, right from child's pose. Fingers are spread wide, toes tuck. My mat's a little slippery. Knees are bent. Because I put a lot of lotion on my feet this morning. And I just want to play a little here, wagging the tail and playing into that side body. A little pedaling through the backs of the legs. Walking feet towards the hands. Walking hands back towards the feet. We've got toes forward, little space between the feet. Soft knee. If it feels good, we could hold the elbows, let the head drop down. Switch the elbows, let the head drop down. Little swaying side to side. Noticing places that feel light, places that feel heavy. Places that are light, fluid is flowing. Places that are heavy, not so much. Let's keep going. Tabletop pose, soft arch in the low back. Soft bend in the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tabletop. Forward fold. One more time, tabletop. Back. Next inhale, slowly up. Breathe in as you come up. All the way up to standing. Take a breath at standing. And roll the shoulder. Roll the shoulders in the opposite direction. Little fluffy side bend. Bending one knee, just sort of like letting the whole side body have a little Stretch back to center standing hip circle space between the feet. And bend in the knees. Nice, opposite direction. Yes, I feel like I'm still loosening tight places. Let's take this figure eight. Soft bend in the knees. Trying to get right at that hamstring attachment, right at the hamstrings and the glutes. Nice, let's take this just forward and backward, ringing the bell. Forward, backward, forward, backward. And rounding this out, some smiley faces. So we're coming up onto one hip, little toes, tips on that one, down through the middle, smile to the other side, so right on the sides of the hip. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And back to center. Some little kickbacks here. Some little knee ups. Some little to the sides. Same foot. Other side. Nice. Standing hip circles. A little balance. And the opposite direction. Opposite side. And opposite direction. Less balance on that side. Sitting it out. And just a little straight leg. It's gonna straight up. Alternate. Straight up. We turn it Marshall. That's exhale. And we're just doing the leg lifts. Getting some blood flowing. Some movement. Balance. One more to each side. And come back to the center. And just like dance it out a little. Dance it out. Dance it out. Can we start to feel some like separation of the anatomy here at the groin? All right, so that seems to be a real tight place for me. So just dance, 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 and moving away from the other side, and just kind of feeling through this anatomy here in the front part of the hip. That those tendons, that those attachment sites of the muscle fiber that they can move right now, just like kind of Latin dance it up, sway the hips a little, right? But kind of stay light on the hips, check light on the toes, and just allow for a little bit of movement. Spiral movement, you get the upper body in it. So I'm still just moving the weight. Now, what about if I have one foot in front and one foot back, and I'm just moving between front leg, back leg? I don't have my heel on the floor back here. How about the other side? Just a little footwork, a little dancing, a little movement, a little blood flow. So there's space between the feet. My back foot's at an angle. My back heel's off the floor. My front heel's a little bit off the floor too. And I'm just dancing. Right? I can also just turn this into like dancing move. And we get this movement through the hip. Try the other side. A little bit forward and back. But then like turn it a little bit more dancey, a little bit more spirally, and just let that spiral be natural. Right? Natural movement. Upper body switch. And just flow it off. Slowly. Notice differences on two sides. And we're back to center, a little kick back. A little kick back, try to kick your butt. Knee up. Knee to the outside. And this time alternating. Nice. Like you're gonna do a hacky sack or a sweep in front. Like your knees, your foot's going towards the knee. You need a little bend, softness in the hips. This is an excellent range of motion for hips, as well as it is a martial move, the sweep. And now come back to center and let's do a minute of bouncing. Feet are on the floor, knees are soft. And let this bounce move through the whole of the body. Especially the places that we're noticing that are still holding. Keep going. Therapeutic bouncing. Getting fluid flowy. Are you feeling evenness of the bounce throughout the whole body? I'm still getting there. There's some really stuck places. It's amazing what the cold weather will do. Immediate constriction. A little bit more. Now you start to slow down. Close your eyes if they're not already closed. Come to a stop. Find a relaxed. It's not really mountain pose. This is more closer to standing meditative pose. Feel all that activation in the body. All right, move in places that feel like they need movement. Nice. Let's do let's do like we could do all these things from standing. Or we could come back to the floor. I do want to do just a little wide leg stance poses. So let's bring it wide on the mat. Legs nice and wide. Triangle pose. Let's turn one foot out, back foot in. Here, feet are in line with each other, back foot's turned inwards. You don't have to have pinned straight legs. You can have softness in the joints. Arms open. We're going to bring it a little bit forward and come down. Some rotation of the chest towards the ceiling, and then placing your head wherever that feels comfortable. Side angle pose. We're going to bend the front knee. We're going to bring this forearm down, stretching the arm, pressing behind the ear. You could turn to look up at the hand. You can also just hang out here. I prefer looking up at the hand when I'm doing this pose down at the floor. Let's inhale all the way up, warrior two. And have some nice opening here across the chest. Nice breath in. Exhale down. We're going to take a wide leg forward bend in the center here. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the floor or to a block. Softness in the knees, top of the head towards the floor. Enjoy a little upside down time. Nourishing the brain. So while we're here, let's play a little with adductor stretches. So we're up onto the hands, bending one knee at a time and enjoying a stretch through the inner thigh. So I'm checking back in with those places that were very tight when we were warming up. Nice. Let's inhale all the way back up. And we'll turn towards opposite side here. My left leg is turning out, my right foot is in. Triangle pose. Taking my time, feeling the feet on the floor. Arms open up, inhale forward. Exhale down. Rotation of the spine towards the ceiling. And so at any point in time, if we want to bring that shoulder out of the mix, it's not really out of the mix, but it's just less. You could tuck that arm behind. You could have the arm in front. You could do something different to accommodate for any limitations in the joint, shoulder joint. Side angle pose. Bringing the forearm down, bending the front knee. Arm presses behind the ear. Inhale all the way up. Warrior two. Playing here. Opening across the chest. Inhale. Coming back to center, walking the feet in a little bit for chikolachi, squatting stance. So my feet are closer in, my toes are turned outward, and I'm coming down into the squat. And I'm just gonna hang out here. Next inhale all the way up. And bring your feet together. Sticking things out. We're gonna come down to the floor. We're gonna come down into Seiza or Vajrasan and have a little squeeze of the knees here. Little stretch of the quads. Supta Vajrasan, or sometimes this shows up as our stomach face stretch. We make a little bit of space between the feet and the back here in our Seiza or Vajrasan, kind of moving towards hero's pose. I'm just like letting my knees adjust towards that, bringing the hands behind. Big stretch to the front part of the body. This is earth face stretch. Spleen and stomach channels. I'm feeling a lot of fullness in this channel today. Dampness, heaviness. I want to activate. Slowly coming back up. Finding ourselves in the center and then taking a child's pose as a counter pose. I might even widen the knees and stack the forearms. Take a couple breaths. Let's do some delicious posing from the belly, coming all the way down, right into Sphinx pose. Elbows are under the shoulders, legs together, feet together for the most part, elbows under the shoulders. Pushing into the floor, lifting up. We take a few breaths here. Nice breath in, slowly coming down, half locust, arms in line with shoulders, lifting opposite arm and leg. Exhale down. Inhale. Inhale as you lift. One more to each side. Relax in reversed corpse pose, forehead to the floor, melting. Nose finds a comfortable smush. Again, Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulder. Pushing into the floor, lifting. resting in crocodile pose, one of the many crocodile poses. Elbows onto the floor, chin into the hands. Let yourself really melt here. Adjust the placement of the elbows to support, forward, back, away from one another, closer to each other. Breathe. Breathe to the places you feel intuitively called to. Allow the body the deep restfulness of this pose as it realigns and reconfigures this dynamic landscape of the back and the whole of the back body. Notice how parts of the anatomy are relaxing as you continue to hold. It takes a little time. Can you reach any more? The breath into the back body flowing through the vertebra, in and around, like a spiral dance. Nice breath in slowly. Could be a little cranky because we've been holding. And come back to reversed corpse pose. Neutral spine. Breathe between the vertebrae. I'm going to take our times here, pushing ourselves up and back into child's pose. We just did that back bend hold, back bend series. So take it slow. You could use hands to push yourself up. You could use elbows to push yourself up. Okay. And then little range of motion. Widen the knees, toes face forward. And we're just going to play from the elbows forward and backwards. And turn the feet outwards, a little frog pose. Draw the navel inwards. Weight is on the elbows and knees. Use the elbows to draw the knees back inwards and take that full child's pose here. And maybe when we're ending up is this Vajrasana. Enjoy your breath here as we finish up this lovely practice today. Yep. Getting the energy moving, settled, ready for meditation. That is the thing. So, good times today. Such a fun practice. I will see you guys next week, at least in this venue. And see you soon.